Joining me now, Susan Candiotti, CNN national correspondent, along with defense attorney out of Atlanta and defense attorney out of Miami, Darryl Cohen and Lorna Owens. Susan Candiotti, I just find it extremely unusual that you're in the home. The father, who's apparently distraught about his missing baby, you're national media. He didn't sit down with you and make a public plea to help find his child. What was he doing while you were interviewing the grandmother?
Well, he left the house. I met him when I went in the house, and this was weeks ago. And naturally, I implored him to sit down with us so that we could get the word out, so that he could talk about his daughter, say how important Ayla was to him, and hopefully encourage people to help if they knew anything. And he said he really wanted to do that. But after that, I could not get back in touch with him again. Now, the family consistently says they want to help, they want to do all they can. Certainly that's why Grandma sat down with me. But I just can't get Justin to sit down and do the same.
Well, here's the thing, Susan Candiotti. The next morning, he's scheduled to meet with you. You travel to him back to the home. Grandma comes to the door and goes, "Ooh, he's not here." Isn't it true that he said the night before that he left to go put up posters, flyers of Ayla? But by speaking to you, he could reach millions of people to help find Ayla, as opposed to sticking a poster up in the diner, which coincidentally already has a poster.
It's hard to explain. I know that I've reached out a number of times to see whether he would sit down and talk with me. I cannot explain it. I've talked to other missing children agencies who have offered to fly in from out of town to help him, and the offer was turned down. I do know that the grandmother tells me, and has been very truthful with me, that she very much wants to help and do everything she can.
Susan, what did you learn from going into Ayla's home?
Well, I see that it's a very small house. I know that there are 3 bedrooms on the first floor, and that Justin lives in the basement. The whole basement is his. That's where he lives. That's where he has a living area. It's one big room. He sleeps there. You know, there's a kitchen on the first floor as well, and the living room. So it's a very small house, and what confounds police certainly is that with only 3 adults in that space, it's a very small space, that if there had been any noise or if someone had broken in, that you would think someone would have heard something. That's what police say.
Unleash the lawyers, Darryl Cohen, Atlanta, Lorna Owens, Miami. All right, Darryl, let's hear your best story. Give it to me.
My best story is, Nancy, he obviously knows more than he's telling, and he has more to fear than fear itself. Sometimes it's better for someone in his position who's not articulate to keep his mouth shut, and that's now what he's doing, and it's to his disadvantage, quite frankly.
Lorna?
I do agree, but also, too, he perhaps doesn't know anymore. He's perhaps intimidated by the media. Importantly, he is speaking with the police. He is cooperating with the police. And don't forget, Nancy, he knows about the blood. Ayla lives there, so it's not unusual her blood might be there.
But Lorna Owens, hold on a moment. Some of that blood found by luminol,
Yes.
which is very indicative of a potential cleanup.
Or a transfer. You step in it and then you transfer it. You would need to know more about this child's history, medical history, to determine whether it's more blood than a cut. Because some people are bleeders and they surprise you at how much blood.
Are you suggesting baby Ayla is a hemophiliac? Is that where this is going?
No, because I don't know her medical history, but I do know that that would be very helpful.
All right. Okay. And there you have it. Lorna Owens, note to self, if ever charged with murder, call Lorna Owens with the hemophiliac defense. Okay, Darryl, Lorna, thank you. Susan Candiotti, thank you, friend.